this book makes some bold claims at the beginning. This book makes big claims at the beginning. It said, this one book alone can keep us happy for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And actually at the beginning of the book, it was basically, the author was basically saying, if you read this book, you don't need to read any other books.
Yeah.
Everything you need to know about life is in this book.
Yeah. Yeah. And then even at the end, they talk about you have to keep continuously reading it.
Yeah.
And go back again. I mean, yeah, it's did you have any idea of what the book was about before you read it?
No, I knew it was, well, actually, I knew it was some kind of spiritual.
Okay.
That was my understanding. It was to do with like being oneself.
Yeah.
And it kind of is, but that was my only thought going into the book. What about you?
No, I mean, I had no clue what the book was about.
Yeah.
I'll go into what I thought about it afterwards, but what I've kind of seen, the book's mainly about yoga and yogis, like yoga. That's what I think, this perfect life is achieved via yoga.
Yeah.
I think.
But yoga is not in the traditional term that we think, what we think yoga is.
Yeah, you know what, on a bit of a tangent, I've seen something about yoga previously, that yoga is more, I don't know much about yoga, but maybe don't either, but people that kind of study and follow yoga is more than just turning up on a Saturday and doing some stretches and breathing exercises. So it's actually a way of life. You know, in this part of, and it's actually quite spiritual as well, which I'd heard previously, more through some of the Christian things that I follow, is actually kind of a bit wary of yoga, because what you're allowing into your spiritually, what you're allowing in, and what you're saying, and with the chants and stuff like that. So I've kind of heard about yoga in the past. I've maybe done yoga once or twice in my life. So I do know that what the general public might think about yoga isn't necessarily that. There's more to it, you know what I mean? So it's more than just exercise on a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon. There is a spiritual element to it, as we've seen in this book.
Yeah.
I think he talks about supreme yoga, karma yoga, and jnana yoga in the book. Again, I don't really know what they are. I know how he's kind of referred to it in the book like that, but I feel that when they say this is basically a manual for how to live a perfect life, I believe they're saying it's achieved via yoga, as in that's the kind of channel which you go down to get to. We're kind of dancing around it at the moment, but we'll get in there in a moment. But that's the way you kind of achieve it.
And when you say yoga, you're not just talking about the movements of what we perceive as yoga.
Yeah, as a general, but people, like, I've got some really good friends that are yoga instructors and know and go travel and stuff like that, so they can maybe talk more into that. But yeah, I mean, for me, this book was quite challenging to read, to be honest with you, man. Like, yeah, because I didn't have a clue what it was about. So I jumped in the first chapter, and I was like, what's this? I was like, what's the title I got to be reading? Like, I said to my wife, I was like, what is this? So then I had to go back and read the introduction, because I was confused, because even the spiritual side of stuff, the spiritual stuff aside, the way the book is written I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, okay.
You kind of jump in the first chapter with a character or a person called Arjuna, and it's called Arjuna's Grief. And it's kind of like a battlefield. There's a war going on. You know, I found it quite tricky to kind of read and, to understand. But the way it's written is it's verses, but it's a song, right? It's verses.
It's verses.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a song.
Okay.
Maybe. I didn't get that from the book. Okay. But it's definitely verses.
I feel like they referenced that. Okay, it's verses anyway.
Yeah,
it's verses, and you're kind of mid-conversation. You know, it was quite difficult. What I did like, which I was grateful for, was at the end of each chapter there was a summary.
Yes.
Which was really good, because I was like, what did I just read? Do you know what I mean? It's like, seriously. So